and welcome to today's show. I am IBK, your regular host, and I'm very excited to be here. I'm also super excited about my guest today, who is a friend and one of the executives at CSR Reporters. Yes, we are in-house today, and we have a lot to talk about. So she agreed to join me in the studio so we can dissect the issue of CSR in Nigeria and also talk more about our organization, CSR Reporters. We will take a quick break. I will introduce my guest to you after the break. So stay tuned. Don't touch that dial. Join us again. Welcome back. Now I have the immense pleasure of introducing my guest, a very dear friend, colleague, and a very passionate person, the very amiable Faith James, Business Development Manager at CSR Reporters.
Hi, IBK.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you too.
We managed to bring her to the front of the camera today so that she can tell us about what we do at CSR Reporters. Usually she's behind producing this show, so she's also our able producer at CSR Reporters TV. So welcome again to the show.
Thank
it's
you
good
so
to
much.
have you here.
Same here. It's good to be here.
So let our viewers know what we do at CSR Reporters.
At CSR Reporters, we are a media advocacy organization that spotlights business narratives across Nigeria. So it's beyond documenting stories. We try to celebrate what a lot of companies are doing so that we can encourage others, or challenge. Let's use the word challenge others. It's a necessary initiative.
So before you go too far, let us explain the concept of CSR to our viewers.
Okay, CSR is basically giving back, but strategically. So it's beyond the buzzword CSR. It's more like it is more structured, it is more planned, well planned, and it's long term.
Okay, so is it very different from philanthropy, corporate philanthropy, where maybe an organization shares food?
A whole lot.
Okay, so what's the difference?
So that's the problem most times, because people mistake it for philanthropy. Philanthropy is short term. CSR is long term, and it's basically well planned out.
Okay.
So it is something that is embedded in a company's business plan for the year.
Exactly. So they would have planned that this is the way we want to impact the environment, the society, and everything. Not just wake up one day and do something, share some food items and all that, because that's raining now. There's hunger in the land. So, a lot of companies, while we appreciate them, I think we need them to think long term,
beyond exactly the short term, because the good thing with the long term thoughts is it helps these companies to plan better on impacts and community development.
Exactly.
Because if not, you're just marketing your products.
Exactly.
Or just doing PR.
It's PR, right?
Like you said.
So are there principles in that organizations need to follow, as they plan their CSR strategy?
Of course, there are principles like sustainability, accountability, transparency. Of course, very importantly, community development.
Okay.
Without these principles, you're marketing your product or just doing PR.
How do we correct this? Do you have, what strategies do you think organizations should put in place in order to be able to more efficiently carry out CSR?
I would say that, first of all, the government should follow up and ensure that corporate organizations are doing what they need to do with regards to the 3.5% giving back to the community. Then secondly, corporate organizations should intentionally enforce CSR in their plan for the year. They should collaborate. There are NGOs out there. I call NGOs powerhouses.
Exactly. I was going to ask how NGOs fit into all of this.
In fact, NGOs are powerhouses. They are more like a bridge between corporate organizations and the community.
Right.
So corporate organizations need to be intentional about giving back to their host communities. And how can they do that? Through collaborations, partnerships. government should also, of course, do their own part to ensure that laws are enforced, so that this corporate organization will take them serious and be able to give back, so that we can see the impact of what CSR actually is for what it is, not just philanthropy or marketing.
And I believe that the staff of an organization, the workforce, should also, the organization should bear them in mind,
of course,
as they plan CSR.
Actually, CSR for corporate